Argentia Ridge Premium Wine Kits. Few things in life are as satisfying as enjoying a bottle of fine wine you've made yourself. A time-honored art once reserved for seasoned vintners, brewing wine is now a favorite pastime for any wine lover with your very own Chateau winemaking kit. Quality ingredients make quality wine. Only the finest grapes from vineyards around the world are used in all our Chateau winemaking kits. Each kit produces a wine that looks and tastes just the way it's supposed to, depending on the grape, a full-bodied Cabernet Sauvignon or a crisp and dry Pinot Chardonnay. Not only has the winemaking process been incredibly simplified, it's also very affordable. And with proper maturing, it will rival any wine found at your local wine retailer. Winemaking equipment you will need. Primary fermenter. A food-grade plastic bucket of at least 30-liter capacity with lid. Carboy. 23-liter narrow-neck jug. Fermentation lock and stopper. This is a one-way valve that vents gas from the carboy while preventing air from contacting the wine. Siphon hose and racking tube. It allows you to siphon the wine from the container while leaving sediment behind. Hydrometer. This measures specific gravity and the process of the fermentation. Wine thief. This allows you to withdraw a sample of the wine for testing purposes. Stirring spoon. A food-grade plastic spoon that's at least 70 centimeters long. Clamp. A clamp to control tube depth in the siphon process. Sanitizer. This is a chlorine-based product recommended for sanitizing winemaking equipment. Rinse all equipment thoroughly with water 3 times after using the sanitizer. A substitute is 2 tablespoons of non-scented household bleach mixed with 4 liters of water. Wine bottles. You will need 30 750 milliliter bottles. A corker, used to insert corks into the bottles. Bottle filler. This stop-start device attaches to your flexible plastic siphon hose to allow the bottles to be filled easily. Always keep your winemaking equipment clean and ensure that you wash your hands at each stage of winemaking. Remember, cleanliness is a winemaker's friend and a sure way to successful winemaking. Winemaking tips. 1. Wash all equipment 3 times and rinse thoroughly. 2. Follow the instructions very carefully. The recipe has been designed and tested to make perfect wine every time. And 3. Use good quality drinking water. Before beginning, it is necessary to mark the 23-liter level on the primary fermenter. You can do this by siphoning 1 23-liter carboy of water into the primary fermenter and marking the water level with a non-erasable marker. First, clean and sanitize equipment to be used and rinse well. Then, open your Chateau winemaking kit. Place the instructions on the table so you can follow the process step by step. Add approximately 4 liters of hot water to the primary fermenter. Add the contents of packet number 1, bentonite, to the primary fermenter and mix for 3 minutes. Next, remove the bag of concentrate flat on the table. Grip the bag by the neck. Remove the cap using a standard bottle opener. Then, pour the contents into the primary fermenter. Fill the empty bag with warm water and pour into the primary fermenter. If oak is included in your kit, add the oak packet to the primary fermenter now. Add cool water to the primary fermenter to bring the water level up to 23 liters. After the water has been added, stir thoroughly for 2 minutes using a stirring spoon. This is important for proper fermentation. Always refer to the instructions and follow them step by step. Sprinkle yeast evenly over the surface of the liquid. Cover the primary fermenter loosely with the lid and let sit for 7 days. Measure the specific gravity. Using your sanitized wine thief, take a sample from the primary fermenter and place it in the hydrometer kit jar. Put the hydrometer into the sample and give it a spin. The specific gravity should be 1.01 to 0.990. If not, wait a day or two and try again until you reach the desired level. Ensure that you record your reading on the appropriate space on the instruction sheet. Siphon the wine from the primary fermenter on the table to a carboy on the floor, leaving the sediment behind. This will leave space in your carboy. Once the carboy is filled, place it on the work table so that it is easy to work with. Fit the sanitized fermentation lock, which is half filled with water, and the stopper into the neck of the carboy, and leave for 11 days until all the fermentation is over and the specific gravity is 0.996 to 0.990. Carefully remove the fermentation lock and stopper. Be careful not to touch the stopper with your hands. Measure the specific gravity using a hydrometer and a sanitized wine thief. Put the hydrometer onto the sample and give it a spin. Note the reading and record it in the appropriate area of your instruction sheet. The specific gravity should be 0.996 to 0.990. If not, wait 1 more week. Again, sanitize your siphon and racking tube with sanitizer and rinse thoroughly. Siphon the wine from your carboy on the counter to a sanitized and rinsed clean carboy on the floor. If another carboy is not available, siphon the wine from the carboy into a sanitized and rinsed primary fermenter. Be careful not to disturb the sediment. Now, sanitize and rinse the carboy and siphon the wine back into the clean carboy. In a clean container, mix contents of packet number 2, metabisulfite, and packet number 3, sorbate, in 125 milliliters of cool water. Stir well to dissolve. Pour slowly into the carboy of wine. Next, add packet number 4, Kisolsol, to the carboy of wine. Sanitize the handle of the stirring spoon and rinse 3 times. Insert the paddle handle side first into the carboy and stir vigorously for 3 minutes. Stir hard enough to create foaming on the surface. Repeat the stirring procedure 4 times over a 24-hour period. It is very important to degas the wine, otherwise the wine may not clear well. After the stirring has been completed, add the contents of packet number 5, Chitosan. Carefully remove the fermentation lock and stopper. Be careful not to touch the stopper with your hands. Stir gently for 30 seconds. Add clean room temperature water or a similar room temperature wine into the neck of the carboy to about 2 inches below the fermentation lock. This will keep the wine from oxidizing. Leave the wine to clear for 10 days. Sanitize the primary fermenter, siphon hose, racking tube, and bottle filler. Rinse 3 times. Now is a great time to sample your wine before bottling. Use the sanitized wine thief to take a sample from the carboy and pour it into a wine glass. Look at the clarity, smell the aroma. You will be delighted. Remember, the wine is still very young. Again, sanitize your siphon and racking tube with sanitizer and rinse thoroughly. Siphon the wine from the carboy on the table to another clean carboy or primary fermenter. Be careful not to disturb the sediment at the bottom of the carboy. It is helpful to secure the racking tube at the neck with a clamp or clothespin. At this point, you can sweeten your wine if you wish. Follow the instructions in the winemaking kit. Clean and sanitize your bottles. Rinse with warm water thoroughly 3 times. Siphon the wine into bottles placed on the floor using the bottle filler attachment. The bottle filler attachment has an on-off switch, allowing you to control the flow. Fill each bottle, allowing 1.5 inches of headspace between the cork and the wine. Soak the corks in warm water for 3 minutes. Load the corker with a wet cork. Place the corker on the neck of the bottle and with a sharp downward push, insert the cork. Continue to do this until all of your bottles have been corked. The finishing touch. Labeling your wine gives it a professional look and feel. Take a label and carefully align the label along the seam of the bottle and fold it around the bottle. Continue until you have labeled all of your bottles. And for the final touch, add the shrink tops. Using a heat gun, start at the top of the bottle and slowly move down the bottle. Turn the bottle as you apply heat. To allow corks to properly seal against the bottle neck, keep bottles upright for 7 days and then lay them on their sides in a cool, dark place. Although palatable immediately, for optimal taste, age the wine for at least a few weeks prior to consuming. Remember, wine is for enjoying when the mood strikes you, and it always tastes better when you know you have made it yourself. Enjoy. Salud.